But there was just something great about the space, and from that moment I wanted it to be the club. And once Ben Kelly had seen the building, that was it for him too. He really wanted to use this space.
The environment, the shell, was a very, very different kind of a space to the sort of place that you would expect a nightclub to be in. However, it seemed incredibly appropriate that this might be the space for a nightclub run by Factory Records and New Order were involved with, and it was a kind of an ideal space as far as I was concerned to design something within. But again, it's this idea of mythology, which we tried to build into the design of the place, so you just have a little granite plaque saying Fact 51 the Hacienda on the outside of the building without some huge kind of neon sign. So it's actually anonymous to the street, and then you go into this small space, and 51, the numbers are cut out of the door with glass set into them that actually mark the catalogue number of the project. So you're suddenly making a three-dimensional thing have a back reference to a two-dimensional thing, and it's almost like it's another record sleeve. It's another product of this organisation, and it's another manifestation of a way of going about things.
The architecture of the club, I kind of appreciated it, but didn't love it. On the other hand, I liked the balcony, you know, I thought that was good. I was a bit worried that no one had considered the acoustics in a place that shape and that size. And in fact, the sound was pretty lousy there.
The fact that the sound was terrible was good, you know. It's like, especially with the fall, because we were like expanding at the time. We had about 6 or 7 people, so we could mainly play acoustically in there. It was really good. We got some really good sounds out of it.
But what I liked in the end is we just kept putting a bigger and bigger and bigger system in there.
I rebuilt the PA because basically we were so embarrassed by the sound that we thought for the way our group was perceived as being very technologically important. It was a little bit embarrassing sitting in the club and having Bernard Manning taking the mickey out of your sound system.
I remember getting a train once to Oxford Road Station in Manchester, getting off the train, and as soon as I came out of the station I could hear this boom, 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 boom. I thought, what the hell is that? As I walked down Whitworth Street, it was the sound of the Haas. The PA got so big that you could hear it all that way.
Ghastly moment when you got in and you got through the arch and you got yourself all vibed up to go out, and you got in and there was nobody there, and you thought, oh my God, what am I going to do? Why did I come here? And then you'd meet somebody and then it would be great, you'd have a nice time. And what everybody forgets about the Hacienda is really throughout all its history, but particularly in the early days, it was a live music venue. It wasn't necessarily the best live music venue because of the placing of the stage actually made it very awkward to see the groups, and the sound was always terrible. But it did introduce a lot of acts to Manchester.
I remember Liam Gallagher coming in on the Thursday, which is a student night, with his little pound, little suede jacket on, looking very sweet, and he was very polite, actually.
It had no reputation at all, which was the great thing about it. I mean, as somebody who didn't put any money into it, who was just a punter, it was fantastic because it was like having a local pub.
I think it was definitely ahead of its time, for the simple reason that after the opening night, you never got anybody in. So, I mean, the thing was is that when it came round to like 8 years later, when everybody was hammering to try and get in, the Hacienda hadn't actually changed that much.
Although open every night, it was taking a while for people to adapt to this new